Please take over the call, Mataji. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Manhar, Govinda, Raghav, Mahika. All of you, Hare Krishna. How are you all?
Good, how are you?
I am good. Are you all excited for holidays?
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Do you all go to full-time school? Like you all go to school?
Yes, Mataji.
I don't go to school in person.
Oh, you don't go in person. Okay. So are you all excited for holidays?
Yeah.
Mataji.
Okay. Let us go. So we are completing the chapter, Choosing a Spiritual Master. So before that, we will do Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And all of us can also chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Very good. So we have already discussed about this chapter, like what is a guru, who is a spiritual master, and what are the things that we have to see when we are choosing a spiritual master. The first thing, the spiritual master should not claim himself as a god, and he should take us to Krishna. And the second thing, he should be coming from a parampara. So any other points anybody remembers? Tell me. I remember, but I just wondering if you all can recollect. So anybody remember that? Okay, go ahead, Mihika.
So Mataji, the point that I remember is that the guru, he should basically repeat what the previous acharyas and what Krishna basically said. He should not say his opinion.
Very good. So a guru repeats what the previous acharyas and scriptures are saying, but he won't interpret them all wrongly and say, in my opinion. And there is one more point. So any other point from what we have read in the last two sessions? So should I be very sentimental when I'm choosing a guru and choose? Satvik, do you want to answer this? Because I think you are there in the two sessions.
Yeah, I actually came last lesson. So what is the question?
My question is, so should we be sentimentally choosing a guru, or we should reason it out?
You should reason it out, because a guru means like he has to be like he has to teach you, and he has to teach you like the real Bhagavad Gita, like learned from Krishna and his other gurus.
So before choosing a guru, we should not be sentimental. We should reason it out. We should not have blind faith. We have to see whether he is speaking about Krishna and he is promising us to take us to Krishna. And there is one more point we said. What is that? Should he ever claims himself as a god, a real guru?
No.
Govinda, Manahar, you want to say something? You are nodding your head. Does a guru claim himself as a god?
No.
No, but we still...
He just take us to God.
He should not claim himself as a god. But do we give him a respect equal to God? Yes.
Yeah.
We give him respect equal to God, because he is a representative of God. So with Krishna's mercy, we get Guru, and with Guru's mercy, we can reach Krishna. So these are the points we have read and we have discussed. So now we are going to read, because only few kids are there, we are going to read the Prabhupada's particular conversations with reporters. So these conversations help us a lot and we have to answer. So this is the first one. So we have come, I have summarized until here. And there is also another way. How should we learn? What is the process that we should use to learn from a guru? What is the process?
There was a shloka mataji tadvidhi pranipatena praniprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te gnanam gnaninas tattvadarshinaha, and it said you should try to learn the truth from the spiritual master, and you should inquire him by first like worshiping him and offering your obeisances. Then after that you can kindly and humbly ask your questions, and it should not be like we're acting like that we are supreme or something. We should be complete humble, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in the Shishtastakam, that we should stay like a grass or like a tree, like all patient and very humble.
And we should be submissively asking, not in a challenging way, not to prove that Guru is wrong or Guru doesn't know anything. So tadvidhi pranipadena pariprashnena. To know the truth, we are asking the questions. And what should we do? We should sevaya. We have to render service. We have to first surrender to Guru. We have to render service. And then with humbleness, to know the truth, we have to ask questions. Because Guru knows the truth, then he will give us that truth. So we should never approach Guru as if like, you know better than Guru and you feel like you want to show all your talent in front of the Guru. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that my Guru thinks that I am a fool. So similarly, when we go in front of the Guru, we have to listen a lot. We have to put forward our questions and we have to listen a lot. When we listen a lot, then we will able to understand. But if we try to, sometimes what happens, our false ego, what it will do is it will say that, oh, you're smarter than your Guru, you're doing classes better than your Guru, you're talking better than Guru, so you might be knowing better than your Guru. So that's how it tricks us. And when it tricks us like that, we may fall into the trap and we may behave in a challenging way in front of Guru. So the best way to approach Guru is tadvidhi pranipatena. By rendering service to spiritual master submissively, we have to ask the questions. And what is the example in this which Prabhupada has quoted to say how we have how should we approach Guru? Whose example Prabhupada said? Arjuna's example. He says Arjuna's example, like how Arjuna has approached Guru, we have to approach Guru in the same way. So now I'll call one by one and we will read the two conversations in this chapter mentioned related to Guru and spiritual master in the book Science of Syllabations. Okay, Srila Prabhupada speaks out in an interview with the London Times. If you want to be cheated, you will find many cheating gurus. But if you are sincere, you will find a sincere guru. The genuine guru is God's representative and he speaks about God and nothing else. A genuine guru is not a businessman. He is a representative of God. Whatever God says, the guru repeats. He does not speak otherwise. So we already learned this. This chapter summarizes this part that Guru just repeats whatever God says, and he is a genuine Guru. He wants us to take us to Krishna, but he doesn't want to do any business. There are people who do business, and there is one more point we have learned. We should not accept Guru for fashion, to show the people that I am a spiritual person, so I also have a Guru. So accepting Guru should not be for fashion. When we want to know this, when we are very serious about our spiritual life, when we want to know about ourselves, what is the goal of the life, what actually, for what reason I have been born as a human life. So is it only for elderly people after getting the job, after having a family like that, Raghav, that they should approach a Guru? So there is a time or there is a thing that we have to wait until for us to approach a Guru? Raghav?
Yes, Mataji.
So do you think that there should be an age to approach a guru? Like you have to wait until you become old, you get married, and then you got settled, then you approach a guru?
No, you can just do whenever you feel like you're ready.
Yes, we can do it at any time, because the purpose of human life is to know Krishna and know our relationship with Krishna. Mihika, go ahead.
Mataji, I have a question.
Hmm?
So, like a few days ago,
Govinda, I'll take your question. Govinda. First, let me finish Mihika's. Okay, Mihika, go ahead.
So my question is like one girl in our school, she said that only Christians have believe in God and others just don't. So I did not like that fact, and I got a little like I didn't like it, so I got a little like frustrated by that, but then I tried to control myself. So like Mataji, in these kind of things, what should you do?
Very good question. Because see, when people talk like that, the first thing you should know is like, you have to listen. You can say the thing what you want to say, but not with aggression, like not like insulting. And after saying couple of times also, if the opposite person is not understanding, you should leave it there. You should not be stressing your point. You should leave it there. You are trying, because if the other person is trying to learn, then you can keep talking about it. If the other person is trying to challenge you, then there is no point in debating on that matter, because you say for a couple of times and then you should stop doing that. And when you are doing that, like how you did, you controlled your frustration and you spoke. So similarly, we all have to control our emotions and we have to act in a decent way. We may love Krishna a lot. We may be getting angry when people talk against Krishna or against what we are practicing. But at the same time, you have to know what are the intentions of the opposite person. If the intentions of the opposite person is to learn about your culture, learn about your religion, then we can nicely explain to them. If the intentions of the opposite persons are just to argue, to have a debate, but really not to learn, then we should tell only up to certain extent, and then after that we have to back off. We have to back off, because Prabhupada says that in Ishopanishads and many other places, that is how we have to do. We should not be going around and trying to preach to people who don't have faith in Krishna or who don't have faith in God, because they will be just arguing. You can teach, you can discuss with innocent people, but not with the people who already have decided that they don't want to believe in God and they just want to argue. This is something we have to do. What we do is sometimes we take it personally, and we feel very egoistic that, oh, I have to prove that I'm a great devotee, so I have to convince this person. No, that is not the way. Okay. So Govinda, what is your question?
Thank you, Mataji.
I didn't have any questions.
Oh, you are raising your hand, so I was wondering. So let's go to this. So I want this conversation to read by 3 people, and the second conversation is 3. So who wants to read this?
Read the second one.
Okay, so let me start this. Manhar, can you start the first paragraph? Reporter.
Okay.
Govinda, I'll call you. Okay.
Your Grace, it seems that more people than ever are seeking some kind of spiritual life. I wonder if you could tell me why this is so.
So the reporter is wondering why many people are going towards spiritual life. What is happening in the world? So that is true. Many people in this world right now are seeking meditation, spiritual life, because of anxiety and stress that they are having in their life. Did you all ever feel anxiety? Any of you? Any of you have anxiety? So can you quote an example of your anxiety? Like, you don't need to give personal details, but you can say like, so there are times when you all felt anxious, right, Manhar? Mihika, I can see you guys and I saw you nodding your heads. So maybe Raghav and Satvik and Nihal, Govinda and Gopal also maybe feeling that. So let's go. So many people are speaking spiritual life and meditation because they are very anxious and stressful. The outside life, material life is very anxious and stressful. So Raghav, can you read until here?
Whatever's highlighted.
Yes.
Okay. The desire for spiritual life is an absolutely natural hankering. Because we are spirit souls, we cannot be happy in the material atmosphere. If you take a fish out of water, it cannot be happy on land. Similarly, if we are without spiritual consciousness, we can never be happy.
So basically, we are spiritual people. We are spiritual and we live in spiritual world. So we will be happy when we are in our own house. If we come out of that, it is like as if we are trapped in these bodies now, and we have come to the inferior material nature. We are actually superior than the material nature because we are spiritual. Now we are getting trapped. So if somebody quarantines you in a room, when before you are going around your house, you are playing with your friends outside, you are going to the malls and all. Now because of the COVID, you are all locked in one room. Then you will feel very suffocated, right? After some time, you feel like, I want to go out and speak. Similar suffocation should be there for us because we don't belong here. We belong to spiritual. So seeking, hankering for spiritual, hankering for happiness is basically coming from the soul that we are. Okay. Satvik, can you read here?
Govind, you say you will let me
Govind, I will let you the third one, Kanu. Govind, I'll call you third, okay? Satvik?
Okay, so today so many people are after scientific advancement and economic development, but they are not happy because these are not the actual goals of life. Many young people are realizing this and they are rejecting materialistic life and trying to search for spiritual life.
Very good. So, what is the goal of the life? We discussed this in the first chapter of Science of Self-Realization. Can somebody tell me what is the goal of the life? What should be the goal of the human life should be? Go ahead, Mihika. You have raised your hand.
So Mataji, like what you told us in chapter 1 of science, the science of realization, self-realization, was that our first goal should be to realize who we actually are. Then we should know what is our actual destination and like information about Lord Krishna. And then we should do devotional service and go back to Golok Vrindavan.
So the good job, Mahika. Very good. So the actual goal of human form of life is to realize that we are souls and to know who is Supreme Krishna and our relation, and to establish our relationship with Krishna and to go back to the spiritual world. That is the actual goal of life. The actual goal of human life is not to fulfill our material desires or to get some material positions. How much ever we do, even in this life, if I become a billionaire, after I die, I cannot take even $1 with me to my next life. I have to start again from $0. So the actual purpose of human form of life and the actual purpose, the real religion is to know who is God and to know how we are related to God and establish our relationship with God. But what everybody else is doing, they are having economic and material goals. I want to become this, I want to buy this car, I want to have this big house. And then they are not finding happiness after achieving, even after achieving those. Some are not happy because they are not able to achieve that. And some are not happy even after achieving that because they are thinking that, oh, I have worked hard whole my life for this. But after I got this is not giving me the happiness all the time. After some days, the happiness is gone. I thought that if I get this small thing, I will be happy forever. But that is not happening. So they are now confused. Oh, for this, I worked whole life and now it is not giving me any happy. So the real purpose of the life is to establish our lost relationship with Krishna. Okay, Govinda, can you read the remaining paragraph?
Actually, this is the proper speech.
Proper search.
Krishna consciousness is the proper goal of life. Unless you take to Krishna consciousness, you cannot be happy. That is a fact. Therefore, invite anyone to study and understand the great movement.
So all of you are going to grow, are going to have a goals that I will be going to this university, I will be becoming this, I will be becoming that. So I'm not saying you all should not be having those goals. But remember one thing, when you are trying to achieve these goals, you may be super stressful and you may be super anxious because there may be more intelligent people than you, or sometimes you may not get into the place what you want. Maybe you are going to a competition, you may not be winning. So the first thing you all have to remember is that it's okay if you don't get what you get there in the material lives, because that is just a temporary goal. The permanent goal is to be Krishna consciousness. So as long as you don't forget Krishna in your life, as long as you're practicing Krishna, hearing and chanting the names of Krishna, you all should think that because you are fulfilling the real purpose of the life, real goal of the life, you will be successful. Of course, you all will have a material goals because we all live in this material world. We should not be lazy. The devotees are the most, devotees are best in everything. But at the same time, you all should understand that sometimes if we are not able to get what we have worked hard, so worked hard for material things, immediately you should not think that the whole life is wasted, because if you forget Krishna, if you forget hearing about Krishna, if you forget chanting about Krishna, that's when we are actually missing the goal of the life and we are wasting our human form of life. So as long as you are all doing this, you should not be worried. So that's why Prabhupada is saying the real goal is Krishna consciousness. Because people are running behind the wall, behind the unreal goal, they are unhappy. So that's what Krishna is saying here. So next, Mihika.
Okay, Mataji. What frankly worries me is that since the arrival in Britain some time ago of an Indian yogi who was the first guru that most people had ever heard of, a lot of gurus had suddenly appeared out of nowhere.
Very good. Manhar, can you read the next one?
Okay, sometimes I get the feeling that not all of them are as genuine as they ought to be. Would it be right to warn people who are thinking of seeking a spiritual life that they should make sure that they have a genuine guru to teach them?
Yes. So the reporter is asking. So people know? Should people know who is a genuine guru before they surrender? Because how? See, once we have the way of we approach guru is like we surrender. We completely give ourselves to guru. So we should be giving ourselves to the right person, not to the wrong person. If we give ourselves to the wrong causes and to the wrong persons, then we are wasting our life. So before we surrender to guru, we definitely have to check what Shastra is saying in choosing the Guru. Okay. Satvik.
Okay. Wait, yes, of course, to search out a guru is very nice, but if you want a cheap guru or if you want to be cheated, then you will find many cheating gurus. But if you are sincere, you will find a sincere guru. Because people want everything very cheaply, they are cheated. We ask our students to refrain from
Illicit.
illicit sex, meat eating, gambling, and intoxication.
Intoxication. Raghav.
Then Govinda.
Govinda, I'll call you. I'll call you. I'm calling everybody. So I'll call you. Raghav. Nihal, I have observed many times that you could not unmute. That's why I'm not calling. But if you are available and you can read, let me know. Raghav, can you go ahead? Raghav, we can't hear if you are reading. Okay, Raghav is not reading. I can't hear if Raghav is reading. So Govinda, go ahead.
Mataji?
People think that this is all very difficult. Both
A botheration.
a botheration, but if someone else says, you may do whatever nonsense you like, simply take my mantras, then people will like him. The point is that people want to be checked
Cheated.
and cheated, and therefore cheaters come. No one wants to undergo any
Austerity.
austerity.
Mihika, you have a question? Go ahead, ask that and you read next.
Mataji, I was just asking what botheration meant.
Okay, I'll tell. So go ahead and read this.
Okay. Human life is meant for austerity, but no one is prepared to undergo austerity. Consequently, cheaters come and say, no austerity, whatever you like, you do. Simply pay me, and I will give you some mantra, and you will become God in 6 months. All this is going on. If you want to be cheated like this, the cheaters will come.
So now we got a definition for cheating gurus. The cheating gurus are somebody who will say that you don't need to follow any rules and regulations. And they will say that I'll just give you a mantra. There is no austerity. There is no penance. You don't need to follow any rules and regulations. You will become a God. I am God. You are God. Once you chant this mantra, you will become a God. So these are cheating gurus. And you can find many in this world who say that you don't need to follow any rules and regulations, and you are a God, so you don't need to surrender to anybody. If you chant this mantra, you can become a God. So these are all cheating. Those who do business and they don't talk about Krishna are all cheating gurus. So, and people like this. If you ask people to follow the 4 regulative principles like illicit sex, no gambling, no meat eating, no intoxication, they don't like that. They feel that this is a botheration. Botheration means inconvenience, difficulty. They think that this is a difficulty. They don't want to do that because to control your mouth and tongue is very, very difficult. So they say that, no, I don't want to do all these things. Give me some simple thing where I don't need to follow any rules and regulations. I can be whatever I am. I will do all kinds of things. They are all cheating gurus. So, Manhar, can you read this reporter and Srila both these things?
Okay. What about the person who seriously wants to find spiritual life, but who happens to finish up with the wrong gurus? Really problematic.
Okay, wait, Manhar. So that's a genuine question, right? So we don't know, we know all the things, but what happens if we end up with a wrong guru? Go ahead, Manhar.
Okay, if you simply want an ordinary education, you have to devote so much time, labor, and understanding to it. Similarly, if you're going to teach spiritual life, you must become serious. How that simply by some wonderful mantras. Someone can become God in 6 months. Why do people want something like that? This means that they want to be cheated.
So if you are really serious about your spiritual life, then we have to take time. We have to follow the 4 regulative principles. We have to practice austerities and penances. And then we have to read all the scriptures. Then we will find the real guru and then we will be going in the right way. If somebody is saying that you don't need to follow any of those things, you can be who you are, what you are, and you just need to chant this mantra, but you can do all kinds of nonsense things. We may like them and we may go there quickly. And it sounds very nice to hear also that I'm going to become a God. So if you want to be like that, you can be cheated very easily. Okay, Gopal, read this one.
How can a person tell he as a genuine guru?
Genuine guru.
Genuine guru. Srila Prabhupada, can any of my students answer these questions?
Very good. Mihika, go ahead this.
Okay, Mataji. This disciple. Once I remember John Lennon asked you, how will I know who is the genuine guru? And you answered, just find out the one who is most dedicated to Krishna, he is genuine.
Addicted. Who is most addicted to?
Addicted to Krishna, he is genuine.
So that is the answer. So if your guru is only talking about Krishna, he's asking you to go, taking you to Krishna and all, then he is a genuine guru. Okay, Satvik.
To edit the
Yeah, highlighted part. So Raghav, we cannot hear you. Maybe I don't know if you want to log out and log back. Satvik, you go ahead and read.
Okay. Yes, the genuine guru is the God's representative, and he speaks about God and nothing else. The genuine guru is he who has no interest in the materialistic life. He is after God and God only. That is one of the tests of the genuine guru. Brahma Nishtam. This he is absorbed into the absolute truth. In the Mundaka Upanishad, it is stated
Stotriyam Brahmanistam.
Stotriyam Brahmanistam.
Okay. Manhar,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Okay. The genuine guru is well versed in the scriptures and Vedic knowledge, and he is completely dependent on Brahman. He should know what the Brahman spirit is and how to become situated in Brahman. These signs are given in the Vedic literature. As I said before, the real guru is God's representative.
So the genuine guru should be well versed in scriptures, and he should know what is spirit soul, and also he should be addicted to Krishna, and he is a representative of God. He should say that he is representative of God, but he is not God himself. Okay, Mihika.
Okay. He represents the Supreme Lord, just as
Viceroy.
Viceroy represents the real guru will not manufacture anything. Everything he says is in accordance with the scriptures and the previous acharyas. He will not give you a mantra and tell you that you will become God in 6 months. This is not a guru's business.
Very good. Raghav, are you still there, Raghav, with us?
His audio is not connected, so he can't hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay, Nihal, can you read?
Yes.
Can you go ahead and read?
A guru's business, a guru's business is to canvass everyone to become a devotee of Lord God. Is that the sum of and substance of a real guru's business? Indeed, he has no other business. He tells whomever he sees, please become God conscious. If canvasses somehow or other on behalf of God and tries to get everyone to become a devotee of God, he is a genuine guru.
So the real genuine guru is someone who canvasses, he wants everyone to become devotee of God. He don't have any other business. He's not having any material business like, oh, I have to collect this many funds, I have to do this, I have to do that. He really wants everyone to become devotee of Krishna, and that is his business, not any material business. So whoever he sees, he will say, please become God consciousness. He only talks about that. Okay. Next, Manhar.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. What about a Christian priest? Christian, Muhammadan, Hindu, it doesn't matter. If he is simply speaking on behalf of God, he is a guru. Lord Jesus Christ, for instance, he canvassed people saying just try to love God. Anyone. It doesn't matter who. Be he Hindu, Muslim, or Christian, is a guru he convinces people to love God, that is a test.
So we also learned in the first chapter of Science of Self-Realization, any religion which teaches us to love the God and establish our relationship with the God is the real religion. Any religion which is asking us to hate the people or hate the God is not a real religion. So here the reporter asked, what about the Christianity? So you may get it out because when you go out into the world, you may be finding friends who are Christians, who are Muslims. So you should not be saying that they are having a wrong thing. As long as they are trying to love the God, there is right. Because Prabhupada is saying here that a real guru, a real priest, a real leader, he asks us to just try to love the God. That is the test. Govinda. Govinda?
The Guru never says, I am God, or I will make you God. The real Guru says, I am a servant of God, and I will make you a servant of God also. It doesn't matter how the Guru is dressed. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, whoever can impart knowledge about Krishna is a spiritual master. A genuine spiritual master simply tries to get people to become a devotee of Krishna or God. He has no other business.
Very good. So these are the words. So when we are trying to find a genuine guru to surrender our lives to him and we become serious about our spiritual life, if at all in his lectures you find that I am God, I will make you God, then what should we do? We should
Avoid that guru.
Avoid that guru. And if somebody says I am servant of God and I will make you a servant of God, then he is the real guru.
He's the proper guru.
He's
a bona fide spiritual master.
And also, when you all go out and preach, when you go bigger, like when you go to college or when you go really adults, and if you want to preach also, your only business should be giving Krishna to the people. You should not have any other business. That is the right way. Okay, Satvik. Satvik, can you start reading?
Yeah, but the bad gurus. And what is bad guru? A reporter. A bad guru just wants some money or some fame.
So a guru who wants some money and some fame is a bad guru. He has materialistic business. Okay, go ahead, Meeka, you have a question?
So Mataji, like in the world out of us, we have so many people of different cultures. So like if an argument comes that whose God is greater, in that case, should we just step out, or like should we put our opinion in, or what should we do?
You can keep your opinions in. If it is a really healthy discussion where people are trying to read the scriptures and find out, then you can also quote scriptures. You can show why it is said like this and all. But if people are having sentiments attached to it and they are just sitting down to just argue, then there is no point in proving there, actually. You know the truth, you believe it, you keep following. Because Pariprashnena Sevya, the questions should be always humbly asked, and then the person who is asking should listen, and he should not be doing that in a challenging way. That's when we can find out the truth. If the opposite person is coming just for arguments, for challenging, to prove something, then it is better for us to go away from there, because if we don't go away, that person may be talking more and more bad, and we are making him to commit more and more offenses also. So to save ourselves from offense, to save the other person from offense, we have to first test the argument for some time, seeing what are the intentions of the opposite person. The intentions of opposite persons is to learn really, or is to just argue for the sake of argument. Is he listening to us or not? He is paying attention to what we are showing from the scriptures or not? So we have to do that. So, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has so many examples, has shown by doing that, by presenting himself as an example. So sometime we can discuss those also. Okay, Satvik, continue.
Well, if he is bad, how can he become a guru? Laughter. How can iron become gold? Actually, a guru cannot be bad, for if someone is bad, he cannot be a guru. You cannot say bad guru, that is contradiction. What you have to do is simply try to understand what a genuine guru is.
Very good. Nihal, can you read this? So there is nothing like bad guru. If somebody is bad, he cannot be a guru. That's it. So you can never call him a guru at all. So there is no somebody, there is nothing, something like bad guru. So Nihal, can you unmute and read? Raghav, we still don't have your audio, so we cannot call you. I see you here, but Nihal, you are also not unmuting. Maybe you are also not hearing. So Mihika, go ahead.
Okay, Mataji. The definition of a genuine guru is that he is simply talking about God. That's all. If he is talking about some other nonsense, then he is not a guru. A guru cannot be bad. There is no question of a bad guru any more than a red guru or a white guru. Guru means genuine guru. All we have to know is that the genuine guru is simply talking about God and trying to get people to become God's devotees. If he does this, he is genuine.
That's it. There is no red guru, white guru, black guru, bad guru. The guru means a genuine guru. If somebody is bad, he cannot be guru at all. And guru always talks about only Krishna. Okay? Now, Manhar, it's your turn.
Okay. If I want to be initiated in your society, what do I have to do?
Go ahead. Go ahead and read.
Okay. First of all, you'd have to give up illicit sex life. Does that include all illicit, all sex life? What is illicit sex life?
Srila Prabhupada. Illicit sex is sex outside of marriage. Animals have sex with no restrictions, but in human society, there are restrictions. In every country, in every religion, there is some system of restricting sex life. You would also have to give up all intoxicants, including tea, cigarettes, alcohol, marijuana, anything that intoxicates. Anything else? You would also have to give up eating eggs, meat, and fish. And you would have to give up gambling as well. Unless you give up these 4 sinful activities, you could not be initiated. So the 4 regulative principles has to be followed. And if we are not following those 4, that means we are involving ourselves in sins. So unless we follow those 4 things, we will not make ourselves eligible for initiated by a guru. Mihika, what is that, Manhar?
I'm saying those are things to make someone a human.
Yeah, those are the things that will make someone a human. Exactly. If we are not following that, that means we are acting like an animal, because animals does not have any rules and regulations. Do you all remember? We read in the first session of Science of Realization. We are all having a better body than animals because we need to know about the truth and we have rules and regulations to follow. We have responsibilities. Animals does not have. And if we do not follow any rules and regulations, Krishna will give us animal body next time because we make ourselves eligible for that animal body.
Mataji, can you speak a little back? Because in the middle of the class, my internet connection broke.
Oh, okay. So we were talking how we have to follow the 4 regulative principles to get initiated. If we do not follow the 4 regulative principles, we will act like animals and we will not act like humans. And we will be doing a lot of sins if we are not following the 4 regulative principles. So to get initiated by a guru, to get accepted by a guru, we have to follow these 4 regulative principles. So that's what Prabhupada answered the reporter when the reporter asked, how should I get initiated in your process. Okay. So, Govinda, you want to read now?
Yes, Srila Prabhupada said, for anything, a
You did not read the question. Read the question. Reporter, how many followers do you have throughout the world? Now read the answer, Gopal. I think your internet connection is lost again. Okay. Nihal, can you unmute? Okay, Gopal, you're back. Go ahead and read.
disciples, imitate disciples.
Okay, read this. Read this again because we didn't listen you. Read this.
You didn't hear me? Now you can hear me?
Yeah. Now read again.
For anything genuine, the followers may be very few. For something rubbish, the followers may be many still. Still, we have about 5,000 imitated disciples.
So Prabhupada is saying for anything not genuine, there will be a lot of people. People gets easily cheated. They go to the cheating religions very quickly because they don't want to follow any rules and regulations. But still, Prabhupada said we have a lot of devotees. Okay. Mihika?
Reporter, is Krishna consciousness movement growing all the time? Srila Prabhupada, yes, it is growing, but slowly. This is because we have so many restrictions. People do not like restrictions. Reporter, where is your following the greatest?
Okay, complete this.
Srila Prabhupada, in the United States, Europe, South America, and Australia. And of course, in India, there are millions who practice Krishna consciousness.
So, this is what Srila Prabhupada is saying. Manhar?
Okay. Could you tell me what the goal of your movement is?
Manhar, we are not hearing you again clearly. Is it me or anybody else also? Because I have a storm here. My
Okay.
internet is not that
Yes,
good.
Manhar's voice is cutting for me too.
Yeah. So, Manhar, now can you read?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can hear you clear.
The purpose of this Krishna consciousness movement is to awaken man's original consciousness at the present moment. Our consciousness is designated. Someone is thinking I am an Englishman, and another is thinking I am an American. Actually, we do not belong to any of these designations.
Very good. Satvik?
We are all part and parcel of God. That is our real identity. If everyone simply comes to that consciousness, all the problems of the world will be solved. Then we shall come to know that we are one. The same quality of spirit soul. The same quality of spirit soul is within everyone. Although it may be in a different dress, this is the explanation given in Bhagavad Gita.
Good job, Satvik. Mihika?
Krishna consciousness is actually a purificatory process. Sarvopadi vinirmuktam. Its purpose is to make people free from all designations. Tatparatvena nirmalam. When our consciousness becomes purified of all designations, the activities we carry out with our purified senses make us perfect.
Eventually, we reach the ideal perfection of human life. Krishna consciousness is also a very simple process. It is not necessary to become a great philosopher, scientist, or whatever. We need only chant the holy name of the Lord, understanding that his personality, his name, and his qualities are all absolute. So the real purpose, the purpose of Krishna consciousness to awaken the man's original consciousness. Right now, we are all thinking that I am a boy, I'm a girl, I'm a woman, I am man, I'm an engineer, I'm an American, I'm an Indian, like that. We are giving the designations based on the body. but actually we are all spiritual souls and we are part and parcel of Krishna. So when we can, Krishna consciousness is a purificatory process. By chanting, we get ourselves free from all these designations and we will know, we will establish ourselves in the spirit nature, and then we will be acting in that way that we are part and parcels of Krishna. We are servants of Krishna. Krishna consciousness is a great science. Unfortunately, in the universities, there is no department for this science. Therefore, we invite all serious men who are interested in the welfare of human society to understand this great movement and, if possible, take part in it and cooperate with us. The problems of the world will be solved. So, if we take Krishna consciousness, we will be happy. As Prabhupada said in the first answer, that because we are going behind the real goal and the problems of the world will be solved. This is also the verdict of the Bhagavad Gita, the most important authoritative book of spiritual knowledge. Many of you heard on Bhagavad Gita, our movement is based on it. Our movement is approved by all great acharyas in India. Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Lord Chaitanya, and so many others. You are all representatives of newspapers. So I ask you to try to understand this movement as far as possible for the good of all human society. So the Krishna consciousness movement is based on the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. And Prabhupada is asking them to understand that. So Manhar, can you go ahead?
Yes, Mataji.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think your movement is the only way to know God? Yes. How are you assured of that? From the authorities and from God, Krishna, Sarva, from the authorities and from God, Krishna, Krishna says, Sarva dharman paritejya mam ekam saranam vraja aham tvam sarva bhavebhyo mokshayami masuchaha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reaction. Do not fear.
So reporter asked, is your Krishna consciousness is the only process to know God? And Prabhupada saying very strongly, confidently that yes. And the basis for the support for this statement is coming from Bhagavad Gita 18.66. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam braja aham tvam sarva papibhyo mokshishyami ma suchaha. So Krishna is saying, abandon all varieties and surrender unto me. I will deliver you from sinful reaction. Gopal, can you want to read?
Yes. Read forth. Does surrender mean that someone would have to leave his family? No. But suppose I were to become a
initiate,
would I have to come and live in the temple? Not really.
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily. I can say at home. Oh yes.
Very good.
What
Mihika?
about
Gopal, I'll take Mihika to take it on. Mihika?
Okay, Mataji. Reporter, what about work? Would I have to give up my job?
Of course, like this, sir.
Srila Prabhupada. No, you would simply have to give up your bad habits and chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra on these beads. That's all. Reporter, would I have to give any financial support? No, Srila Prabhupada. No, that is your voluntary wish. If you give, that's all right. And if you don't, you don't mind. We don't mind. We do not depend on anyone's financial contribution. We depend on Krishna.
Very good. So Prabhupada is clearly saying here so many things nicely. So to become initiative, to become surrender, we don't need to leave our family. We don't need to leave anything. What we have to do, the only thing that we have to do is we have to give up the bad habits and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay. Okay. I wouldn't go ahead, Mihika.
Like Bali Maharaj.
Mhm.
Bali Maharaj surrendered the Vaman.
Mihika, go ahead.
Okay, Mataji. Reporter, I wouldn't have to give any money at all. Srila Prabhupada, no. Is this one of the main things that distinguishes the genuine guru from the fake guru? Srila Prabhupada, yes, a genuine guru is not a businessman. He is a representative of God. Whatever God says, the guru repeats. He does not speak otherwise.
Very good. Satvik.
What would you expect to find a real guru? Say traveling in a Rolls Royce and staying in a penthouse suite is classy hotel. Srila Prabhupada. Sometimes people provide us with a room in a first class hotel, but we generally stay in our own temples. We have some 100 temples around the world, so we don't require to go to any hotels.
I wasn't trying to make any accusations. I was merely trying to illustrate that I think your warning is a valid one. There are so many people interested in finding a spiritual life, and at the same time, there are a lot of people interested in cashing in on the guru business. So Prabhupada is warning how the guru business is also happening and how we should not fall into the trap of wrong gurus. Are you under the impression that spiritual life means voluntarily accepting poverty? Prabhupada is asking. So people have this impression that, oh, if you become spiritual, you will be poor. Well, I don't know. So the reporter says, I don't know. So we will stop here. We will try to continue this next week. And we will wrap up these questions because there are so many important things in this by Srila Prabhupada. So we are learning so much. It looks like we are repeating what Sri Prabhupada has mentioned in the chapter, but we should be repeating these things because these are very, very important. Our spiritual life begins with a guru. So you all should be knowing to whose words you should listen and to whose words you should follow. So now you all can know like how to find a genuine guru, right? Do you all know? Mihika, Manhar, Gopal, Raghav, Satvik, and Nihal. Do you all know to find a genuine guru?
Now I know.
Yes, Mataji.
Very good. So let's continue that next week and we will wrap that up. Okay? So may you all have wonderful holidays, if at all holidays are starting. And may Krishna bless all of you with their causeless mercy. So Mihika, you have any question?
Mataji had a quick question.
Okay.
So when someone insults your God, what should you do?
You will try to tell them not to do that. You will say that they are doing it wrong. And you should not keep sitting calm there. You have to tell that they are doing it wrong. But you don't need to be violent. You don't need to be aggressive. You still have to tell them that what they are doing is wrong and they are ignorant of the facts. They don't know the things. So you can show them the proof how they are saying whatever they are saying is wrong. And that insult is a sin. So we have to educate them that you are doing a sin and you have to take the responsibility for the results of your sin also, because no one else takes the responsibility for the results of our sin. We have to take responsibility for the actions that we are doing. So we are going to talk to them, we're going to educate them, we're going to tell them, we will try our best to stop them from doing that. Even after that they are doing, we have to just pray to Krishna for them and we have to leave. We should not get into arguments or fights which are going to cause us damage. Okay?
Okay, Mataji, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else have any questions or comments? Otherwise, we will stop here. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai.
Thank you, Mataji.
Vanmalini Mataji ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Govinda.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
All of you have been wonderful students. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
One, are you using glasses?
Yeah.